Hey friends, you've landed here because you're dealing with hip pain and I've got some solutions. Those are muscle activation practices. So let's dive into some of these muscle activations to help you live your best pain-free life. Remember, if you like this video, please click the like button below. Remember to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can receive updates on future videos. Now let's dive into the practice. One of the most important muscles that we often gets neglected is the rectus femoris, which is one of the quads. So a lot of us refer to this muscle on top of our thighs as the quads. Well, the quad means four. So there's four different muscles. One of them is the rectus femoris. It's important to note here that tight hamstrings is usually because the quads are not engaging properly. And in the definition of AYAMA, of muscles that aren't working properly, means muscles that are not able to contract and contract on demand. When muscles do not have the ability to contract properly, what ends up happening is its reciprocal muscle, its opposite muscle, aka the agonist or antagonist, in this case the antagonist muscle, the hamstrings, are not able to engage properly. So if we want the hamstring to not be so tight, we need to work on improving the contractibility of our quads. The number one quad to look at here is the rectus femoris. In fact, if you look at the hamstrings and you use your Google machine, agonist and antagonist, it usually will have rectus femoris at the top of the list. So it's kind of interesting. Getting the rectus femoris to start working properly will help to improve your hamstring tightness, aka getting rid of it. So there's a couple of ways to engage the rectus femoris, and one of my favorites is just very simply coming onto your back. And keep that knee bent there and have the hand on top of the thigh. Now, for reference here, if you look at the heel of your foot, it comes in line sort of with the middle of your opposite leg's calf muscle, okay? So that's kind of the line up here. Get the heel of the foot sort of in the middle of the calf muscle. So come and lie down onto your backs here, and so we're going to line up again that heel of the foot with the middle of the right calf. And then from here, bring your left hand to your left thigh. Now, before you do anything, can you engage your thigh just a little bit here and then slowly start to straighten that leg? Now, I've got my head up because I'm just looking at it, but I actually want you guys to keep your head down. All right, so relax your whole body here, and you're just going to keep the leg up there for 6 seconds and then lower it back down. Let's do that a few more times, okay? So bend that knee. Again, line the heel up with the sort of calf of your right calf. And then from there, with your left hand on your left thigh, just straighten the leg. One of the aspects of rectus femoris, again, is knee extension. So doing this kind of variation helps to enunciate that, kind of to stimulate the muscle fibers where they connect to the nerves so that there's more gamma motor neuron coactivation. Say that many times very fast. Bend the knee. Again, have the left hand on the left thigh and then just straighten the leg. Now, one of the things that I like to do is just to see if I can engage my quad just a little bit more and then lower down. Bend the knee and have the left hand on the left thigh, straightening the left leg and engaging the quads, and then lower back down. Really nice. Okay, so bend the knee and have the heel of the foot lined up with the calf of the right leg and then straightening the left leg. So one of the reasons why your hand is here to stop you again from going too down or too up. I really want that leg at this nice line of about 30 degrees and then come back down. Let's do it again. Bend the knee. Have the hand on the left thigh and then straightening the leg. Do these movements, the setup for the movement, slowly, methodically, systematically, and intelligently, and then lower back down. And I think that was 6, but we'll just do it one more time for good measure. So bend the knee, have the left hand on the left thigh, and then straightening the leg. Really good. I don't know if you guys noticed, but as we've done this, has it gotten easier? Yeah. A lot of times it will get easier. Now, one of the interesting things about the rectus femoris, which is one of the 4 quads, there's the vastus muscles, is that the rectus femoris is actually the opposite of your hamstring. And so if your hamstring is tight, it's a good signal to you to tell you, hey, your hip flexors aren't working, and one of the key hip flexors that probably isn't working properly is rectus femoris. So let's just do a little experiment with the right leg. So I want you to bring your right leg up as high as you can, keep the knee extended, aka the leg is straight, and just notice how that feels here. And then lower back down. Okay, so just again, if you want to do it one more time, just kind of notice, is the hamstring tight? How far is your range of motion? And then come back down. And yeah, let's just see if there's a difference. So we'll do that experiment at the end here. So bend the right knee this time. Again, the heel of the foot is sort of around mid-calf or lined up with mid-calf. Have the right hand on your right thigh. And then from here, start to straighten that right leg. Now again, I like to keep my hand on the thigh and to stop the leg from moving up or down, but also to just remind myself to engage the quad and then come back down. So one of the ideas of this practice is that we're improving a muscle's ability to contract and contract on demand. So you engaging the thigh consciously will start to enunciate that a little bit more. Bend the right knee, right hand on right thigh, and then start to straighten the right leg. And then come back down. And bend the knee, and the heel of the foot is lined up with the mid-calf of the left leg. And then start to straighten the leg. Remember, the hand is there as a guide to stop the leg from moving up or down, but also to remind yourself to engage that quad muscle and then come back down. And then bend the knee, and then with right hand on right thigh, straighten the right leg. And then come back down. And then bend the knee. And right hand on right thigh, straightening the leg. Again, you just kind of peek up to make sure that it's about 30 degrees. This is not 30 degrees. This is not 30 degrees. Right here is about 30 degrees. So think about this being 90, halfway is 45, less than 45 is 30. I really excelled at math, and then come back down. No, I really was good at math though. Bend the right knee. My dad was an engineer. And right hand on right thigh, and then slowly start to straighten the right leg. Very good. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and come back down. Really nice. Let's do it one more time. So bend the knee, right hand on right thigh, straightening the leg, and holding it there for 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and come back down. Let's repeat that experiment again. It's so much fun. So keep the leg engaged and straight, and then just start to bring the leg up, and notice if there's a difference. I noticed that I got more range of motion, and my hamstring isn't as tight as it was before. So may it be for you. So let's do our 2 other muscle activations that we do every video, every practice to get the glutes working and the psoas working. Why is it important to get these 2 muscles working? Because they're the biggest muscle groups in their range of motion. So with the psoas, they're the biggest muscle and the most important muscle in regards to hip flexion, and the glutes are the most and biggest important muscle for hip extension. If those two muscles aren't working, it's going to create a lot of stress on the other smaller muscles. If these muscles are working, sometimes it will have a more positive effect on the smaller muscles and they will actually improve their function, all right? So let's hit the glutes first. So bring the arms out to the sides, squeeze the glutes and lift up the hips as high as you can, holding it 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and come on back down. And we're gonna come on back up again. Very good. And back down. And as you come up, see if you can start to isolate with your mind's eye the fibers of the glutes. Tell your glutes to contract and see if you can feel them contracting. Feel or sense all the little muscle spindles of the glutes like firing up, coiling up. And then relax down. And then come on up. So an interesting thing about the glutes is that they're the opposite muscle to the psoas. So a lot of people are stretching out their psoas because it's tight, which is the absolute worst thing that you can do. Best thing you can do if you want your psoas to release or relax, get the glutes working because they're opposite muscles. So when one muscle is contracting, the opposite muscle relaxes. Let's do it one more time. Lift up. Squeeze the glutes, push down into the heels of the feet, maybe lift the toes just a little bit, lift up a little bit more, and then come on down. All right, so let's do our muscle activation for the psoas major. So from here, we're gonna cross the right ankle, cross the left knee, bring the left hand towards the right knee, and just press that knee into the hand. There you go. And this starts to activate the psoas because you're bringing the psoas isometrically into a shortened state and holding it there for a moment and then relax and do it again. Very nice. And then relax. If you do these hip practices, these hip muscle activation practices, do it again, you're gonna notice that your hips start to get more, if you want to use this word, flexible. A better word to use is range of motion. Your range of motion improves. And relax and do it again. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and relax. And do it again. And relax. And one more time. Pushing the knee into the hand and relax. Let's do the other side now. So bring the left ankle across the right knee and bring that right hand towards the left knee. And again, you're going to push the left knee into the hand, holding it for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and relax. And we'll do it a few more times, all right? So by isometrically engaging the muscles, we start to improve the connection between the brain and the muscle. And relax and do it again. Very nice. And relax and do it again. And relax and do it again. Very good. And that's it, my friends. So that was day 6 of the program. In the next video that we're going to do in this hip pain-free series is we're going to put everything that we've been doing together and do it as one practice. Do you need to do all of these every single day? No. Will it help you? 1000% yes. If you can start to do this series every single day, you're gonna notice a dramatic difference in your hip pain as it really goes down. But more importantly, you will also notice that you have more range of motion in your hips. So do this next video in this series and join me in starting to have a pain-free life and have hips that are working perfectly for you and help you to move through life with ease, with strength and stability. Fact or fiction? These are some of the questions that you probably have as you're looking at so much of the information that's out there. Well, I've started a series called the Stretching Police series, where we go in and we look at what some of the people are doing out there, some of the claims that people are making about solutions to pain. Is it fact or is it fiction? What can you take and what should you throw away? So join me in the Stretching Police, and remember to like and comment in this video below so that I know how these videos are affecting you in living your best pain-free life.